यन्माया वशवर्ति विश्वमखिलं ब्रह्मादिदेवासुरा यत्सत्त्वादमृषैव भाति सकलं रज्जौ यथा हेर्भ्रमः यत्पादप्लवमेकमेव हि भवाम्बोधे स्थितिर्षावता वन्देऽहं तमशेषकारणपरं रामाख्यमीशं हरिम्. Hari Om. We were seeing the portion where the Saptarishis have taken the pariksha of Mother Parvati ji. They went back and told Lord Shiva, and right when the Saptarishis told, Lord Shiva went back into Samadhi. And now Tarakasura is creating havoc in Swarga, and Devatas are unable to figure out how to defeat this Tarakasura. And the only way, Brahmaji says, Tarakasura can be defeated is if, or the only person who is capable of defeating Tarakasura is the son of Lord Shiva. So to wake up Lord Shiva from Samadhi so that he can go and get married to Parvati ji, all the Devatas come up with a plan where they say Kamadeva has to go and disturb and talk to Lord Shiva about the next step. And Kamadeva understands. He knows that this is not something good that I'm going to do. But if it is going to help a good cause, like these Devatas, he says, I'm okay. I will still do it. And now Goswamiji is describing how this storm of Kama plays in the world outside. What he actually wants to point out here is, whatever is happening outside happens in our mind also. Yatha pinde tatha brahmande. But directly, if somebody points out to us and say, this is what is, the thing to do, this is not the thing to do, nobody likes it. So our Mahatmas have come up with a beautiful way where the whole description is given as a third person. And we sit and read and watch and say, oh, this is what is happening. Oh, this is what happened. But actually speaking, it is happening inside. So to make it more appealing at the same time, for us to get the message, they beautifully describe certain things. And in particular, this portion where Goswamiji brings out his poetic beauty, how he describes Kama by taking support of nature. And at the same time, he gives us this teaching that we should seek grace of Bhagavan to overcome these vrittis. So we'll chant after Doha number 84. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama. 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 सबके हृदय मदन अभिलाषा लता निहारी न वही तरु शाखा नदी उमगी अम्बुधि कहूँ धाई संगम करहि तलाव तलाई जहाँ सिदसा जघन के बरनी को कहीं सकई सचेतन करनी पशु पक्षी नभ जल थल चारी भये काम बस समय विसारी मदन अंध व्याकुल सब लोका निस दिनु नहीं अवलो कहीं को का देवदनु जनर किन्नर ब्याला प्रेत पिशाच भूत बेताला इनके दशा न कहे बखानी सदा काम के चेरे जानी सिद्ध विरक्त महामुनि जोगी तेपि काम बस भये वियोगी भये काम बस जोगी सतापस पावरनि की को कहे देखहि चराचर नारीमय जे ब्रह्ममय देखत रहे अबला बिलो कहीं पुरुषमय जगु पुरुष सब अबलामयम दुई दंड भरी ब्रह्मांड भीतर काम कृत कौतुक अयम धरि न काहू धीर सबके मन मन सिज हरे जे राखे रघुबीर ते उबरे ते ही काल महु उभय घरी अस कौतुक भय जो लगी काम संपुपहि गयऊ शिवहि बिलो की संके उमारू भय जथा थिति सब संसारू भये तुरत सब जीव सुखारे जिमि मद उतरि गए मतवारे रुद्र ही देखी मदन भय माना दुराधर्ष दुर्गम भगवाना फिरत लाज कछु करी नहीं जाई मरण उठानी मन रचिसी उपाई प्रगटिसी तुरत रुचिर ऋतु राजा कुसुमित नव तरु राज विराजा बन उपबन बापिका तड़ागा परम सुभग सब दिशा विभाग जहाँ तह जनु मगत अनुरागा देखी मुहे मन मन सिज जागा जागई मनोभव मुयु मन बन सुभगतान परे कहीं शीतल सुगंध सुमंद मारुत मदन अनल सखा सही विकसे सरणी बहु कंज गुंजत पुंज मंजुल मधुकरा कलहंस पिक सुख सर सरव करि गान नाचहि अपछरा सकल कला करी कोटि विधि हार्यु से न समेत चली न चल समाधि शिव कोपेउ हृदय निकेत सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय। Now Goswamiji describes what is happening in the nature when Kama, he places powers and he takes this entire creation in his grip. He says the trees are bending down looking at the creepers. And then rivers are gushing forth towards the ocean. That which generally doesn't happen the way they were going before. It is something different now which is happening. And he says even the lakes start meeting. Sangama karahi talava talai. And then he says, if the nature of inert things, the situation or the condition of inert things was like this, what to talk about sentient things? Means all boundaries which were there, they were as though forgotten. Previously what he had said was, all the sadgunas which are there, they have as though gone back into the books, and the books have as though gone back into the cave of those mountains. He said this is what happened when Kama played its magic. Then he says, I don't want to describe too much about Deva, Danuja, Nara, Kinnara. Means Devatas, Asuras, Kinnaras, all the celestial beings, all of them, and in particular, human beings. He said, I don't even want to elaborate their conditioning because Sadaha Kamake Chere Jani. Because knowing that they otherwise are only in the grip of Kama, what to talk about their condition when Kama has in particular given up, anew his power he has spread. So what to talk about their condition right now? He says not only ordinary human beings, he says even those who have done lot of japa, tapa, sadhana, even they could not bear this onslaught of Kamadeva. And just before they were seeing this whole world as Brahmamaya, but now when Kamadeva has shown his colors, the same people started seeing this world as Narimaya. In both it is said, Purusha yogis saw it as Narimaya, and over three yogis they saw it as Purushamaya. Chandas before Doha number, Sorta number 85. Abala bilo kahi Purushamaya, Jagu Purusha Saba Abalamaya. Now what is the way out? And how much time did Kama take to create all this? He says it is not too long. Dui danda bhari brahmanda bhitara Kama kruta kautuka ayam. This whole kautuka that Kamadeva played was just within a couple of hours. In that only, Kamadeva got everybody under his grip. Now, what is the remedy? Did everyone go through this, or were there few who were protected? This Sorata is beautiful. You can mark it. Dhari na kahu dhira. Nobody could hold on to their wisdom. Dhira means one who has wisdom shining very well, even in difficult situations. That Purusha is Dhira Purusha. Sabake mana sija hare. Everybody lost this battle with Kamadeva. But there were few. Who were they? Je rakhe Raghubira te ubare tehi kalamahu. Those whom Bhagavan protected, they were saved from this Kamadeva's colors. This is a beautiful Siddhanta Sorata it is. And this is the beauty of Bhakti Darshana. That whatever weakness we have, putting it in front of Bhagavan and saying that, Bhagavan, from my side, I am trying my best. Now, whatever result has to come through this sadhana, that you are going to give. And even if that result comes, it is not my own effort, Bhagavan, it is your grace. One who has it, that person will be saved. Maya mesham tarantite. Right? This Maya jal which is there. Those who cross through this Maya are those who have held on to Bhagavan. Now somebody might ask, is Bhagavan partial? Right? So many of them were there, and now you just described all of them. Nobody was able to overcome this Kamadeva. Why did Bhagavan choose only few of them? Right? It looks like he is a partial Bhagavan. This in Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan says, as far as I am concerned, I am Sama, he says. I don't have Raga, I don't have Dvesha. Name Dveshosti na priyaha. I don't have anybody who is dearer to me or I am averse towards. I have some hatred or anything. So I am Sama, I am very equanimous. But second line he says, Ye bhajanti tu mam bhaktya mai te teshu chapyaham. But those who are with lot of devotion praying unto me, they worship me, they become mine and I become theirs. That shloka we should bring here and understand this particular sorta, that Bhagwan is summer to everybody, but devotees are not summer towards Bhagwan. Means somebody doesn't even look at him, somebody doesn't even seek his help. Bhagwan says, okay, you have the strength to deal with this, you can deal with it. But if somebody says, Bhagwan, I am helpless, I have tried my best and I am trying my best, but for me to come out, only you have to give your hand. To that devotee, Bhagwan says, Name Bhakta Pranashyati. That devotee of mine will never perish because he has started seeking ashraya in me. There might have been stages in our sadhana that we sought support from so many things. But through satsang, through grace of Bhagwan alone, we start feeling now that in addition to whatever self-effort I am putting in, that alone is not going to give me my goal. What I really need is Bhagwan's grace. Now, this particular episode is being spoken about with kama. Right? Means sometimes when mind goes in a storm, one who has devotion to Bhagwan can quieten that storm easily. And this we can apply to all other vrittis. Sometimes it is storm of krodha. And when that storm comes, nobody is saved. No matter how hard we try or how much of study we have done. When it comes, we as though forget everything that we have studied. And later on we regret. Right? But if we are able to quieten our mind before our vyavahara gets spoiled, consider Bhagwan's grace is in plenty upon that sadhaka. Because without Bhagwan's grace, that vritti also of quietening these tendencies does not come. That is why this sorta is very important. Je rakhe raghubir te ubare tehi kalamaho. Those whom Bhagwan protects, they are protected indeed. What is our role? Seek for that protection. Right? Shri Ganesha, Shri Ganesha, Shri Ganesha Pahimam, Shri Ganesha, Shri Ganesha, Shri Ganesha Rakshamam. In Sandipani, every evening before our Ganesha Arti, 10 minutes we used to chant this. And sometimes I used to wonder, what exactly are we asking Bhagwan to protect us from? Which Raksha are we really seeking? There are so many things we seek, but one of it is that Bhagwan, may our thoughts be auspicious, and for whatever reason, if some other thought comes, please make sure that this kama dala bhanjanam happens. Iti vadata tulasi dasa. That may this kama dala bhanjana happen before it starts going into some other direction. So now, Kamadeva, what he does is now he is trying to come closer to Lord Shiva. Right? At this point, he just threw his jala and whole world was caught in this kama. But now he comes closer and sees Lord Shiva. He is sitting, Karpura Gauram, Karunavataram, Samsara Saram, Bhujagendra Haram. That Lord Shiva is sitting in meditation. And when he sees Lord Shiva, he feels afraid. And because he feels afraid, his kama, that net that he had thrown on this entire creation, that goes away. Bhaye turata sab jiva sukhare, jimi mada utari gaye matavare. When this kama went away, because Kamadeva got frightened, that net which he had thrown that as though went away. And all beings who are in this vasha of kama, they became happy again. And what is the example? Goswamiji says, just like if somebody has taken some intoxicant or some drink, and that nasha, when it goes down, how that person becomes sober again and feels happy. In the same way, he says this kama is also like that intoxicant. I mean, there is a abhasa of sukham, but there is no sukham actually. Abhasa means what? An illusion of being happy. But actually speaking, there is no happiness in this vritti. Kama vritti, what it does is, kama about anything. It makes us realize what we don't have. Or it makes us think that we don't have certain things and then tries to anticipate for that thing. He said this is the role of kama. And sukham means what? Sukham means being content with whatever we have. This is kama and sukha, together it cannot go. Although kama makes us feel as though we are going to be sukhi, but actually speaking, kama and sukham cannot go together. That is why Goswamiji says, bhaye turata sabad jiva sukhare. When kama was there, jivas were not sukhi. But when they were relieved from kama, then they become sukhi. Now looking at Lord Shiva, Kamadeva is feeling afraid. He cannot go in front also, but he cannot go back also. He feels, little ashamed. He said, I only made that promise and I have come here. And I also know what is the consequence of challenging Lord Shiva. Still he says he cannot go back now. He decides to go in front of Lord Shiva. And again, he creates a beautiful Vasanta Rutu, that which will take the mind away. Now Goswamiji is again bringing out metaphors from creation. But now he is creating it only for Lord Shiva. Previously he did it for everybody. Now he is doing for Lord Shiva and everybody. Okay. But in particular, he wants to create it for Lord Shiva and disturb him from his samadhi. So that Chandas, which is there after, that also is an elaboration of this. He says this forest of beauty that he created is really indescribable. And as though there is this Kama Agni which is there, and in that forest there is cool breeze which is blowing, which is fueling that Agni. And all the bees, and the beautiful flowers, all those things, lotuses, everything is blooming, and all the stage is set as though for Kamadeva to disturb Lord Shiva. But now Lord Shiva is unperturbed. He is not shaken even a little bit with Kamadeva's things that are going outside. Okay. So now Kamadeva gets a little angry as though towards Lord Shiva, and then he does something. Okay, what he does, that we will see now after Doha number 86. देखि रसाल बिटप बरसाखा तेहि पर चढ़े उमदनु मन माखा सुमन चाप निज सर संधाने अति सता की श्रवण लगी ताने छाड़े विषम विशिख उर लागे छूटि समाधि संभु तब जागे भय हुई समन क्षोभ विशेषी नयन उघारी सकल दिशि देखी सौरभ पल्लव मदनु बिलोका भयउ कोपु कंपेउ त्रैलोका तब शिवती सर नयन उघारा चितवत कामु भयउ जरि छारा हाहाकार भयउ जग भारी डर पे सुर भय असुर सुखारी समुझि काम सुख सोच ही भोगी भये अकंटक साधक जोगी जोगीय कंटक भये पति गति सुनत रति मूर्छित भई रोदति बदति बहुभाति करुणा करति शंकर पहि गई अति प्रेम करि बिनती विविध विधि जोरि कर सनमुख रही प्रभु आशुतोष कृपाल शिव बला निरखी बोले सही अब ते रति तव नाथ कर होई नाम अनंगो बिनु बपु व्यापहि सबहि पुनि सुनि निज मिलन प्रसंगो जब जदु वंश कृष्ण अवतारा होई हरन महामहि भारा कृष्ण तनय होई पति तोरा बचनु अन्यथा होई न मोरा रति गवनी सुनि शंकर बानी कथा परब कहूँ बखानी देवन समाचार सब पाए ब्रह्मादिक वैकुंठ सिधाए सब सुर विष्णु बिरंचि समेता गए जहाँ शिव कृपा निकेता पृथक पृथक तिन्ह कीन्हि प्रशंसा भये प्रसन्न चंद्र अवतंसा बोले कृपा सिंधु दुषकेतु कहु अमर आये कहीं हेतु कह विधि तुम प्रभु अंतर जामी तदपि भगति बस बिनवहु स्वामी सकल सुरन के हृदय असै शंकर परम उछाहो निज नयन ही देखा चही नाथ तुम्हार बिहाव सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय श्री सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की जय. Now Kamadeva sees a tree over there and then he climbs that tree and it is said Kamadeva has a arrow or he has a bow and on that he keeps arrow which has 5 heads. Now what they are, there can be several meanings, but we don't need to go into that. Okay, so there are 5 arrows that Kamadeva keeps and then he aims that arrow at Lord Shiva's chest. And he pulls that arrow to his ear, leaves it, and it hits Lord Shiva. So much of it he had to do just to bring Lord Shiva out from Samadhi. Means 5 arrows means something, 5 sense organs, right? Through those inputs alone, this Kama can enter. If there are more interpretations, I leave it for your mananam. You can think, what are those 5 things, okay, for Kama? So for Lord Shiva, nothing worked except for sparsha. That was, it is just like, when you want to wake up somebody or call somebody, easiest way is you use words, right? You just call the name, they will come. Sign language is another, means through eyes they can see and come. But Lord Shiva's Samadhi is so deep that they literally need to go and wake him up, with his sparsha. And then Lord Shiva comes out of Samadhi. He looks around, who is this person who has disturbed me in my Samadhi? Kamadeva before only was afraid. Now he looks at Lord Shiva who is so angry, who has brought him out of Samadhi. He goes and hides behind, a mango tree. And Lord Shiva is looking around and there he sees Kamadeva trying to hide himself behind this mango tree. In our Shastra, lot of thinking has been done on these vrittis. Symbolic interpretation you find in Puranas and Itihasa. Out of different vrittis that are considered as negative vrittis, right? Like Kama, Krodha, Mada, and so on. Kama vritti is that which likes to hide. Means kama, whenever it is there in anybody, that person doesn't like to express that kama. Means it will always hide and then it will do its work. Whereas Krodha, on the other hand, likes exhibition. Krodha doesn't, I got angry in my room. He said, what is so great about it? Krodha says, I want to be in front of everybody. Okay, that is Krodha vritti. But Kama vritti likes hiding. And for such Kama, Bhagwan has to finish it from behind only. I'm sure you must be remembering which incident this is referring to. That story of Vali. Right? Bhagwan says, I finished Kama in the form of Vali by attacking him from behind. Because Kama, if somebody stands in front, half of their strength comes to Kama. Just like for Vali, whoever stood in front of Vali, they said half of their strength came to Vali. So this is this Kama vritti, and that Kamadeva in this story is trying to hide behind that mango tree. And Lord Shiva just looks at him and opens his third eye. And when he opens his third eye, Kamadeva is burnt into ashes. Now, what is this third eye that Lord Shiva has opened? Because this is Adhyatma Ramayana. A little bit, we get a taste of Adhyatma Ramayana here and there. And it's a great joy, to see all of it along with the story part. He says, Lord Shiva, the third eye is called as Jnana Netra, the eye of knowledge. When that third eye opens, what is burnt is this Triputi. Okay, Triputi means what? The experiencer experienced Kama object, Bhoga object, and the process of experiencing. All three of it is burnt, and what remains is Shantam Shivam Advaitam. That Advaita, Chaitanya Swarupa, which is a substratum of all three of it, that alone remains. So this is the symbolic interpretation or the symbolic meaning of Lord Shiva opening the third eye. And somebody, challenging Lord Shiva, they cannot expect anything else also to happen. Later, this prasanga again will come, and Mother Parvati ji will indicate what is the symbolism behind this prasanga. Okay, that we will see when it comes there. But this Jnana Netra, the eye, it is relatively easy. But for Jnana Netra to open, one has to do Shravana, Manana, and Nididhyasana. Having that firm conviction, I am that non-dual reality. In that fire of knowledge, any duality that comes gets burned down. So Kamadeva is symbolic of Bhogya Padartha. And if you want to take it more at a mind level, he says Kama is a vritti, right? A thought. So how do you burn down the thoughts? He said just like Lord Shiva did. With Jnana Netra, understanding that these thoughts are nothing but of the nature of consciousness only. So when that happens, he says these thoughts are burnt. I think this much is good for Vedanta, from Vedanta standpoint. When Kamadeva actually got burnt, there was hahakara. Everybody was running here and there. A lot of chaos happened. The episode was same, but different people saw it differently. The asuras were very happy that, oh, Kama has burnt. But Devatas were sad because he was from Devatas' side and Devatas only had sent him to Lord Shiva. So Devatas were unhappy, but most importantly, they were unhappy because only when somebody has Kama, it is said they would offer something to Devatas, right? So their way of becoming stronger was through these ahutis, that sakama ahutis that you used to get, from people, from anybody who has kama. He says, now kama is gone, who will, make us stronger? So Devatas were unhappy, Asuras were happy. Those who were bhogis, they were just remembering, oh, kama was such a nice thing. And they were unhappy about this thing. Samuji kama sukhu sochahi bhogi. I mean, they were just thinking about, oh, what will happen to us now? And then they were unhappy. But then those who are sadhakas, he says they felt very blessed with whatever happened. Bhaye akantaka sadhaka jogi. Those who are sadhakas, those who are sincere seekers, he says this kama has gone now. They had no clue what just happened. In the last 2 hours, storm came, storm went. He said, whatever happened, now we are happy. Now, after Kamadeva is burnt, his wife, whose name was Rati, she comes crying to Lord Shiva. Even the words that Goswamiji has used, you see how he has, written that chandas. Jogi akantaka bhaye pati gati sunata rati muruchita bhayi. Hearing this about what has happened to Kamadeva, she as though became unconscious and she started lamenting. Rati means one where one takes delight. So consort of Kama has to be Rati only. But that Rati goes to Lord Shiva and she says, she does pranams to Bhagavan and she prays in front of him. Bhagavan, do something. Please don't give such a harsh punishment to Kamadeva. And Bhagavan is Ashutosha. Prabhu Asutosha Krupala Seva Abala Nirakhi Bole Sahi. So Bhagavan is one whose heart melts very quickly. He is only looking for devotees to do their part. And when he sees Rati in that condition, he says, you don't have to fear. Listen to what is going to happen now. Kamadeva will rule this entire world without a body. Abate ratitava natha karahoyihi namu anangu. He will be known by the name Ananga, one who doesn't have a body, but he will be all-pervading. Brahma is all-pervading, space is all-pervading. He says Kama also will become all-pervading. And he will rule everybody without a body. And then when Krishna Avatara takes place, in Yaduvamsha, he will be born again with a physical body. And his name will be Pradyumna. He will be the son of Bhagavan Krishna. So that is a different story where Kamadeva is born again as Pradyumna. Okay, so with this blessing, Lord Shiva sends Rati back. This is one quality of Lord Shiva and Bhagavan, that they do nigraha, means they do give the results of action to the devotees to teach them some lesson. It is said Kamadeva had some kind of arrogance that wherever he went, he was able to capture or take, the sadhaka into his control, whoever it was. So Kamadeva must have thought, even Lord Shiva also I will take in that way. So Bhagavan had his way of teaching his devotee. But after he has taught the lesson, he also has anugraha. Means lot of compassion is there. There is no hard feeling or ill feeling with which Bhagwan gives danda. He gives danda, but at the same time he has anugraha also. There's so many stories. All of them, you will see this, way of Bhagwan giving punishment to disciples. Now the second part of the story begins, where all devatas are very happy that Lord Shiva has come out of Samadhi, and then they go together with Brahmaji and everybody to pray to Lord Shiva. And they do pruthak prarthana, because they have something, their own work to be done. So they say, if we sing together, then it will finish very quickly. Means stuti, if we do together, only one. He says, no, let us do it separately. So everybody does their own stutis of Lord Shiva. And then they finally say, oh Bhagwan, you are antaryami. You know what is happening in everyone's heart. Even before we say, even before we express, you know what is in our heart. We have only one desire now. What is that? With our own eyes, we want to see your marriage. Sakala surana ke hrudaya asa sankara parama uchhau. 88 doha. Brahmaji is telling her, all devatas are very enthusiastic and they have only one desire right now. Nija naya nahi, nija naya nanhi, dekha chahi, naata tumhara vibahu. Nija naya nahi, naya nanhi. With their own eyes, they want to see your vivaha. And it is said these devatas are always like this. They have something in mind, but they will go and say something else only. Actually, they want Tarakasura to be taken care of. But how can they directly say? So they are saying, Bhagwan, with our own eyes, we want to see your wedding. Next doha, next chaupai, I'll just summarize. So here, there is one second chaupai you see. Sa sati kari puni karahi pasau. Nata prabhuna kara sahaja subhav. Brahmaji is telling, oh Bhagwan, this is the nature of Swami. Means one who has power, this is their nature. That they do shashanam. They give results, they correct when needed, but at the same time, they have a lot of compassion. Sa sati kari puni karahi pasau. And we are very grateful because this is what you did to Kamadeva. Right? Means you did nigraha, but at the same time you had anugraha also. And then finally, when Lord Shiva listens to all this by devatas, he finally agrees. So now Saptarishis who are there, who had initially started the process, they again go to Himavan. And there Parvati ji is also there. They have a very tough job. They know who is Parvati ji, but still Lord Shiva as though is prompting them to go and do certain things. So now they go again back to Parvati ji and they say, see, we had told you that Lord Shiva don't, do all this tapasya and want to get married to him. Look what he has done. He has just burnt Kamadeva. So somebody who doesn't have any Kama, one who is Manmatha Ari, enemy of Manmatha, Kama, he say, how, why do you want to still pursue and do your tapas? And you are still insistent that you will get married only to Lord Shiva. So now Parvati ji has a very beautiful teaching. This is Vedantic chaupais they are. A lot of Siddhanta is there in these chaupais. So in a response, she will teach many things to these Saptarishis. If you look at it age-wise, Parvati ji is a young girl. And the Saptarishis are great Mahamunis. But she is Jagadamba, right? She is Brahma Vidya herself. So she has full authority to scold them, full authority to teach them also. So now you see how she will respond, how she will teach. Okay. This we will see next time. We'll do our Nama Sankirtanam. अगणित गुणगण भूषण राम, आश्रित वत्सल जय जय राम, अयोध्यवासी सीताराम, आपद बांधव जय जय राम, दशरथ नंदन श्री राम, दशमुख मर्दन जय जय राम, कौसल्या सुखवर्धन राम, कामित फलदा जय जय राम, पाप विमोचन श्री राम, पट्टाभिराम जय जय राम, जानकी वल्लभ सीताराम, जय रघुराम जय सीताराम, वानर सेवित श्री राम, वारिधि बंधन जय जय राम, हनुमत पूजित सीताराम, श्री राम जय जय राम, रघुपति राघव राजा राम, पतित पावन सीताराम, श्री राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय जय राम, सियावर रामचंद्र की जय। हरि ओम।